folks, welcome to Playing in Traffic. Today's episode is coming from, well, first and foremost, I have not done a long form one-wheel video in about 2 weeks. Scary. Weather's been crazy. I know your weather's been crazy. Polar vortex. It's just been nuts. So today, 45 degrees out today. It feels like spring, considering how cold it's been. But you're looking right now at a water tower. I love water towers, and especially the ones that really make me think of yesteryear. This one here, let's go wide, is in Palmetto, Georgia, where our episode today is coming from. About 25 miles south of Atlanta. Now, why am I here, you may ask? Well, I've already established the water tower thing. You're looking at the exterior filming location for the wrestling venue, the Duffy Wrestling League venue that was in the series Heels. You all know how big of a pro wrestling fan I am. I did decide to finally give Heels a look-see probably about a month back, and I blew through their 2 seasons in a very short span of time. And it got me to thinking, so the fictional town of Duffy, Georgia is technically the real town of Palmetto, Georgia. And Heels was great, man. I loved Heels. I realized why I love Heels. Yes, I'm a pro wrestling fan. Yes. The other flip to it is that getting more day in and day out acquainted with small town life. Like the only time I ever really seen small town life was on TV and in the movies. And the charm alone of Duffy, Georgia, and just looking at it and seeing how the brothers live, how Jack Spade lives with his wife and son, and then they incorporated the whole concept of territorial professional wrestling, which is really a thing of the past, but they brought that together in modern day times, and it really was a great series. This parking lot right here, this actual film location, so the parking lot they used for meet and greets for the wrestlers that worked in the DWL. So they would kind of enter, they just did some work. They just did some motion pictures work to it. They built a facade. The building itself in the TV show was 2 stories high. Unlike this one, it's 1 story high, right? Some pretty cool pictures around of this as we're looking at it right now, and actually what it looked like on the TV show, on the series. But man, my favorite thing was this water tower. It really was. I'm gonna go see how close I can get to it. So they basically introduced a water tower right in the first episode of the series. And there's a scene where prior to the matches, and this whole parking lot would be full, because they were doing pretty well with the actual shows that were happening, but you could see Jack Spade. I think they actually were shooting him from this angle as he climbed up to the ladder and then went up. And that was a very common thing, kind of used the footing right here and then went up. And they revisited that a number of times. There you go, there's a camera angle for you. They revisited that a number of times during the series, and I love that, man. I really did. I just dug, because I know I would have been doing it if I was, when I was younger. Just sit up there and look around. It's not really super high. I've been higher, maybe climbing, but yeah, they just had real crucial conversations amongst the wrestlers, whether it was Diego, Bobby, Jack, the series, the very opening episode, it's Jack and this guy and one of the wrestlers, Big Jim, discussing his future with the company prior to that night's event taking place. And yeah, man, this is a cool spot. This is absolutely iconic in the series, the water tower. There's multiple scenes up there. I don't know how many. I'm not going to give much of this series away other than the setting of it and the content of it. I loved it. I really hope they do a third season, but we'll see about that. But anyway, yes, right here. So that water tower, I think would say Duffy, Georgia, which it don't. It says some kind of water system. It's some kind of, I forget what it says up there. I'll punch it in right here along the bottom with the actual, the name of it's up there. It's some, whatever the company was that was here. I'm not even sure. But yeah, so this is location number 1. I might try to find a couple locations, other locations, somewhere in Atlanta. I think the actual interior of it was done in a soundstage in Atlanta. Yeah, such a great series. I liked it. Really depicted it so well. Like they had this whole parking lot as, you know, just general parking, but also a whole meet and greet area up a little closer to the building. And it just was, man, it was just so genuine. It looked like such a genuine business. You know what I mean? A genuine wrestling company. How it would look in a small town. Everyone freaking flocking here on a Friday or Saturday night when they were having their events. And very likable characters, like a ton of likable characters that they had as well. The acting was tremendous, man. They had so many really big actors from other shows would be in it as well, and it was just really, really special. Really, really special. I've read that to get those same people back based on their scheduling now would be probably kind of difficult. That would be one of the speed bumps in getting a third season of the Heels up and running. Yeah, so this section in the video, for some reason my microphone was not operating, but as you'll see, like, me and Braxy B have been through this area of Palmetto before, and of course I didn't realize that until we came back through. But one thing I'm digging is, like, the town itself. That's a city hall there. The town itself has such a... Oh, and by the way, there goes the water tower that appears in the opening of... Basically, the opening credits, they'll show that would say Duffy Water Systems. Actually, in real life, it says Palmetto Water Systems on that tower. But look at the facade. Look at the structures here. Here's a bunch of... And I love the portraits on the brick wall. That bridge is going to be a thing very shortly in the video. But yeah, I just love the retro, the vintage vibe, man, of this. It's just absolutely... this is happy place stuff for me, which I kind of mention later on in the video as well. It's just great. And yeah, here comes the water tower again. And like they basically use like a drone shot to show that in the opening of the Heels. And here's where I was showing another angle of the water tower, Palmetto Water Tower, known in the series as the Duffy Water Tower. And then coming up here, okay, this is kind of fun doing the voiceover because I don't even know what the heck I'm shooting. And then coming up here soon, High Water Tower, is going to be the First Methodist Church of Palmetto. And this was a very crucial spot as well. Great filming location. Oh, I actually get to say, since I'm experiencing technical difficulties on this video with the audio, this segment coming up actually happens at the First Methodist Church of Palmetto. which was a filming location. Basically, Jack's wife, Stacy, was a singer-songwriter and performed at the church. So there was, they definitely used that, definitely in the first episode. But the important thing to understand about heels, and as it pertains to what I'm about ready to present on my video, is that Jack was the primary scripter of the wrestling. Okay, so he had himself as a heel. He had his younger brother Ace as a face. And the first episode is called Kayfabe. And anyone knows professional wrestling, when you're kayfabing, or when you're protecting the business, you're staying in character outside of the business. So one thing that's established right out the gate is that Ace was not really he was not kayfabing very well outside of the job. And this upcoming scene, and I'm going to narrate real quick, happens in the back of the church. And I just wanted to say this because I couldn't fit it in the little window of that I shot. So yeah, here it comes. So here we are at the back of the First Methodist Church. Stacy, Jack's wife Stacy, would perform in that church, would sing and play guitar. As the camera pans back to the right here, there's a tree. That one there, Ace was peeing on it and then threw an empty beer bottle prior to church starting. Yeah, that really was not kayfabing very well, because he's a face and a good guy. And here's a clip of the front of the church that I took. You can see the family. There's episodes where they're walking up there. The mother, Jack and Ace's mom, Jack's son. They would be walking up there as Stacy was taking her guitar and all inside the church to do her thing. Yeah, that's the vibe right there. So I actually missed this the first time around, but right in this interest, I love this spot right here. This little block right here, half block, is the 1918 railroad underpass. And I'm going to explain the significance of this spot right here as it pertains to the Heel series. There's a scene in the series, interestingly, the way Jack Spade was writing his wrestling material was that you kept in character, kayfabe, which his younger brother was having trouble doing as a face. And Jack was a real nice guy, so he was so invested in it that he was a heel in the company. And when he was out in these streets, he remained a heel. And there was two little kids sitting right where I'm sitting right now as his car was passing right here. So as he was passing through this intersection, kids that were sitting right here, it was two of them. As they were looking at him, like, oh my God, there's Jack. He gave him some business and gave him some heel work, which was really, really cool. Wrestling fans will really dig that part of the series. I'm interested. Leave in the comments, if you're a pro wrestling fan, what you thought of the series. I thought it was great, man, and I'm just trying to establish the many reasons why, just with a visit today to Palmetto, Georgia. I think I almost said New Jersey. But yeah, the 1918 overpass, which, oh, by the way, looks awesome to begin with. Take a peek at this with me. This is cool. It's just cool. Just very cool. Real cool on the knees too, going down this hill. But just, oh man, I don't know what it is about me and the architecture of some things, the past. It just really has a way of making me happy. And guess what, folks? We get one trip around, okay, with this thing. So if you know where your happy place is, go to it. Sit in it, enjoy it, reflect there. Definitely do that. I don't know what that is up there, but it's interesting looking. But yeah. I don't know. From so many, like again, spent 58 years in the metropolitan city. It's like just saying what it's like in small towns is very, it's just, it looks awesome to me. It really does. It looks very special. A note of this, yeah, the 1918 train overpass over there, and the Farmers Bank at 1920. Main Street in Palmetto. So the people of Piggly Wiggly were kind enough to have me, or allow me to shoot inside the store. And the reason why I'm here is because they were just even informing me that when they shot Walking Dead, which was really predominantly shot in the Atlanta metro area, they actually had some of the actors would come in here and shop because they didn't live that far from here. But you can see here, let me show you this. Like, this is a heck of a thing to have over the meat section. I love this. Look at this. Some old retro tees and collared shirts and jerseys and high school jackets from the area. And I believe even over here, we may even have some photos that were taken. Significance of me being here today is Jack's wife, Stacy, in heels, worked at the Piggly Wiggly. I'm not going to give a spoiler because it did involve a very significant part of the storyline in the show. But Stacy worked in the Piggly Wiggly, and I remember her needing to research something that had happened in the series, and they pretty sure even may have very well went into that exit door there to check the computer for some inventory issue. But so that was in the Heels series. Not only was the Heels filmed, part of that was filmed here. How about the fact that 11 bought her Eggos here? Yes, 11 from Stranger Things bought the Eggos from this Piggly Wiggly here in Palmetto, Georgia. What a great little moment for me to be allowed to shoot. That's amazing. Love it. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. From the Piggly Wiggly Express in Palmetto, Georgia. Just want to say have a great day, pleasant tomorrow, and I will see you in the next episode. And if you're a wrestling fan, please go check out Heels. It's on Netflix now. And leave a mention in the comments what you thought of the series. I thought it was absolutely spectacular. Also had many, 50-somethings. You don't need to be over 50 years old. That's just my special club on earth right now. But wrestling fans from that time frame and that age that really, really, really dig Heels. Really, really cool. All right, folks. Great day. Pleasant tomorrow. And I will see you in the next episode.